to Valhalla. This is Chris,
And this is Brandon.
and we just got through doing 2 days of BlizzCon. And I know this is my first time actually sitting there watching it. I watched the opening ceremony 2 years ago live, but of course you couldn't watch anything else after that. So this is the first time I actually got to sit there and watch and watch and watch. And we actually got to stream the whole thing. And so if you are watching the video, you can see our Twitch handles. Mine's Heartland-Creations, and Brandon's is BPO_gaming. And we talked a little bit. We didn't talk very much, but we were just mainly just watching and listening to them.
Yeah, I didn't talk a whole lot.
Now, I know there's a lot of podcasts going over all the BlizzCon stuff, but we're going to go over some of the main highlights, and we're going to give you some of our interpretations of it, and what we think about it, and everything else. So, yeah, we might be talking about the same things, but we're giving you our input on it. So, maybe it'll be a little bit different. I don't know. So, the main thing that we like is World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft Classic. Now, the Shadowlands big update has been revealed. It's called Chains of Domination, the big one.
Yeah.
Now, we watched the opening cinematic, or not the opening cinematic,
I guess the story cinematic for it.
Yeah, the story cinematic for it. Yeah, and it was pretty interesting. Now, at the very end, I want to give you what I thought from it, because, I don't know, he said you can't chain death, and there was chains running up beside him up to like this big cloud or something in the sky. Is that saying there's something else up there, and he's just kind of following orders, or was he just referring to himself?
I don't really know on that. I know. I've seen the change, but I don't know if I interpret that it's something that's coming from something else, or if he's just saying you can't chain death, as in, or maybe that's something that was coming from him, or because you've got the jailer that's the big guy, the big Kahuna up there.
Maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know. It looked really cool.
Yeah, it did.
And
the flying got announced.
Oh yes, flying.
So it's not going to be a big rep guide like it was last time, where you had to have everything. Everybody had to be exalted. You had to be exalted with everybody, or nothing like that. It's just your covenant. You had to do all the storyline for your covenant and have it pretty much up high up there in with your covenant. And you got to fly. And when we watched the Q&A, we learned that, of course, you can't fly from islander to island, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense, because you're going through almost like a wormhole.
Yeah.
If you will, for lack of a better.
Well, that's more or less what it is, I think. Because I think, don't you fly every time you fly from one to another? You fly through Oribos?
Well, you fly from Oribos. You can't. You can fly to the other one, but you fly through. You fly to Oribos first, and it's that little wormhole thing that takes you there. So.
And what they said is there's so vast of a space in between each one that wormhole more or less shoots you a long ways, and that's why you can't fly from island to island. Because it's not. You fly through a wormhole to get over there because it's so far apart.
Now, didn't they say that it's just Pathfinder is all you have to have?
Well, that's what all of them had been at Pathfinder.
But you don't have to have. They said it was no rep. You just had to do
no rep at all.
Yeah, you just have to do the storyline.
Well, your covenant rep, I guess, is what you can call it.
But all you have to do is progress through your covenant line, to where you pick your covenant, maybe, or I don't know how far you have to go
Well,
into it.
you have to do your covenant. I think there's a storyline with your covenant, like what you had been doing with Night Fae.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
yeah,
you had
yeah.
to finish all that storyline and do some other stuff. I don't know.
Burning Crusade Classic servers are coming to WoW Classic, which means you're going to be able to experience the first expansion just like it was back in 2007.
Well, I wouldn't say it was
Well,
just like they worded it.
well, I guess well, there's going to be a few changes, yes, to it.
Yeah,
Like, for instance, raids are going to be set to their to, to the most difficult. They're not going to nerf them.
yeah.
They're just going to go ahead and make them straight up the hardest that they'll be.
Which
So
I like. I
yeah,
liked when they said that.
that's way better. I mean, you don't want to dumb them down. I mean, really and truthfully, you don't have to. People are smart enough in this game, and they know how to play the game from being, playing either vanilla before or, I mean, everybody who plays that's playing Shadowlands has played, long enough to know the mechanics.
But
They did say,
one of these points does say Burning Crusade Classic will also pit players against much harder versions of its raid bosses because you're all too good at the game now.
yeah, that's what I was saying is
Yeah,
they're just going to make them as hard, to the normal hard difficulty,
yeah.
rather than when they first came out. I think they nerfed the health on some things, and nerfed some of what they did on others, and they're not going to do that this time. They're just going to start out hard.
You're just going to
And,
keep going at it till you beat it. They're not
yeah,
going to say, "Oh, well, it's been a couple months, you haven't beat it. We're going to nerf it." Nope, they're not going to do it. They're going
yeah,
to just let you do it. So
and they're only and another cool thing is they're going to let you. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. I for one am a fan of it. Um, they're going to let you if you don't. They're going to let you buy a 60, more or less.
yeah,
I think 58 is what they said.
they said one.
Yeah, one per account. So you can boost one per account. You can buy it, and I think they said it was going to be to 58. You can't use
Yep.
it on Blood Elves or Draenei. Either one. You can't use it on either one of those.
But before uh, Burning Crusade comes out, they are going to open it up for us, where you can make a Draenei or Blood Elf before Burning Crusade is actually released. So I'll be making a Blood Elf Paladin here pretty soon.
Whenever it is available, I will be making a. I mean, I don't like them. You guys know that. Anybody who's listened to it knows that I don't like Blood Elves. But I'm going to make a Blood Elf. What's it called? Uh, Warlock. I couldn't think. Like my whole brain went blank.
You know, that's something we could run together once it does come out. We'll run the Paladin Warlock together. Dude, we'd be unstoppable then. And so we could stream that. But they also said that when it does come out, each tune you got, you could choose if you want to keep it on that realm to advance into the Burning Crusade, or you could choose to transfer that to a classic era server.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And they said once you move it to the classic era server, it will be a classic era server forever. So they will not say, okay, well, forget it, we're going to upgrade it to TBC. No, they said they're not ever going to do that. It's going to be there forever as a classic era server.
Yeah. They did say that you'll be able to make a clone of your character
for a fee.
So,
but they didn't mention how much that fee was.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much it's going to be. I for one don't. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be something like $20.
Yeah.
$19.99, something like that. If it's too much, I'm not paying for it. I mean, yeah, I would like to have a copy of my character, but I could just leave it. I'll just leave them. Like, I think my mage is getting left.
And if you've been watching our streams, we've been trying to hurry up and level up to 60, so we can possibly do that, or keep it on the uh, Classic Era server. That way, if we ever want to play, we got the Classic Era server tune right there.
I mean, that was the tune. My druid or my druid, my mage was always my classic, classic level character or classic character, and I think that's why I'm just going to leave him there because I like him in classic. Classic was fun, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of taking him over because although I did play a mage, my mage in BC. I don't think I would this go around just because mages. I guess I could say I've gotten bored with the mage. Playing him all through BC and just I don't know. I played them all through BC and it got boring. Just sitting there hitting Frostbolt over and over again.
It says they had asked if they was planning on making Wrath of the Lich King, and they didn't really say nothing. But come on, they more or less. I think they more or less mentioned it.
They did say that the servers that they switch over to BC servers are going to be progression servers.
Yeah.
Now they said they will be our progression servers. So they pretty much told off on themselves without saying we're bringing Wrath out, that they're bringing Wrath out. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if they bring Wrath out, every character I have will stop at Wrath.
Yeah. So because I will
not go further than Wrath.
Yeah. After that, that's what killed me. So
I'll make my home there. I'll pay my $15 or $16 a month or whatever, and I'll play Wrath for the rest of the days until WoW is no longer in existence. That was my favorite. That's been my favorite one. For one, that was the first. I mean, it was the first. That was the first one that I went into, that I raid led, that we hit in content, and it was because the guild that we were in was made by me and Chris, and those were our friends, and we downed the Lich King. Because I want to say it's because I was raid leading, because I did the research. I knew the fight. I told everybody what to do. We had some good people calling stuff out, and I think that's why Wrath is so important and so near to me, is because that's when I got to do the stuff that I think I was meant to do in this game, which is lead.
Yeah.
So I mean that's going off on a tangent about a whole nother expansion.
Hey, I was letting you.
That's they hinted them. They didn't even say anything about it, but I think they would be stupid not to.
Now, let's move on. Diablo 4 was announced, or was it? It was already announced a long time ago. Sorry, but they talked about Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 Resurrected was announced.
Yep.
Which,
Diablo 2, it is releasing this year.
We figured that was going to happen after World of Warcraft 3 was reforged or whatever was announced. We just knew it was going to be, but they showed gameplay of Diablo 2 Resurrected, and oh my god, it looks awesome.
Oh, the remastered graphics? Yeah, those look sick.
They said they took the 2D and then layered over it to make it a 3D, and oh my goodness, it looks great. In my opinion, it almost looks like Diablo 3.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And then,
I mean, that's going to be a solid remake for sure.
And then what they did show about Diablo 4 is that the Rogue is going to be one of the first classes available.
The Rogue is nasty as hell.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it looks like you can just sold the whole game with a rogue.
And I didn't really catch a whole lot of what the open world PvP was going to be like.
I didn't either.
So, I mean, you could probably look it up. It probably wouldn't be that hard to find for you guys, especially if you go back and kind of look up. You can watch the Blizzconline all year.
Yeah, because it was free for everybody. So
yeah. So you can go back and watch it if you want to, as far as what the open world PvP is about, because this really isn't a Diablo podcast, but we just wanted to tell you what they announced about it. So, what else do we have?
I'll scroll down, but it doesn't have a bunch of stuff on here that was talked about.
Like they did. Let's see.
I had something
Go
in my
ahead.
head, but I totally forgot what it was.
I mean, my biggest thing was the whole TVC announcement. They didn't announce when it's going to come out yet, but there is going to be open beta.
Oh yeah,
pretty soon.
The arena teams. They said back then it was stuck with 3 people, and if somebody was sick and didn't show up, you didn't play. So they said,
oh yeah,
now they're making it to where you can sign like up to 6 people for your 3 versus 3 team. That way, if people were sick or didn't show up or whatever, then
you have like you kind of have like a bench more or less that you can pull in from.
So I thought that was awesome that they did that.
Yeah, that's going to be great for PvP for sure. The elves, I mean, that's going to help a lot of people out, because there was times that your third person may not show up, and then you're kind of just like, well, you couldn't do anything. So you had to have a 2v2 team if you wanted to PvP, but you could only get so high in rankings. I think 2200 was the highest you could get.
Oh yeah, and they announced the release of the arcade.
The arcade games.
Yeah, that's not on this list, so I just remembered it. And it was
the arcade games look really fun.
Yeah, and they went to a deep dive about all those games. The arcade collection is The Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. And
I will tell you guys that The Lost Vikings and Rock and Roll Racing is so fun.
And they announced that if you got one of the 30th anniversary packs, you got the arcade games. And I will tell you, I've already downloaded them. I haven't played them yet, but I have them downloaded.
And I will be downloading them onto my laptop before I leave here. That way I'll have them when I get to the house.
Alright, now let's talk about your game,
Hearthstone. Oh, dude, I don't know how to explain what they're doing. I mean, I listen to it, but I don't know. They're bringing back. They're rotating out the cards. Let's see. They're rotating out the class card, the core specific cards. They're rotating those out. They're bringing a new set of core cards in, like 235 cards. They're bringing back the thing that I like, and the thing that I think that is going to be real big is, and the biggest thing that sticks to my mind, and I think anybody who listens about Hearthstone will want to know is, they're bringing back classic Hearthstone. The original cards, the original 235 cards, they're bringing that back.
Did they call it Hearthstone Classic or something like that?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much like a Hearthstone Classic. But yeah, they're bringing that back. It's going to be just the original cards, and you're going to be able to play the original game. It's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun. They are remaking some cards. They did release the first expansion. This is going to be the Year of the Griffin. They released the first expansion for this year, and that was let me look here because I can't remember the exact name of it, but it is right here.
Forged into Barrens.
Yeah, Forged into Barrens, and it's mainly a bunch of horde. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be if you play anything in any of the WoW game, it's going to be a bunch of horde stuff. So it looks really fun. Now that looks like it's going to be an excellent expansion. I've been playing for a while. There's already a bundle pack up that you can go on and buy for $79.99. That's the big bundle pack that I'll probably end up getting because that's where you get most of the cards at. They did give you a new card, and if you log in, you got a I can't remember his name, but I've already got him. He's a troll, and I think he's a 3/3, but he replaces. You put him on the battlefield, and he'll replace a card on your opponent's side of the field, a minion on your opponent's side of the field. It'll put it in his, put it back to his hand, and he'll be able to, he'll choose. It'll swap places with a minion in their hand. So you might take a minion that's like a big 10/10 or something like that, or even something that they've had buffed, and you put it back into their hand, and it pulls out a minion that's not buffed at all. So it can be really good. But Hearthstone's going to be the shaking up is going to be fun. It's needed it for a while now. It's kind of gotten stale. It gets stale. They're also bringing out a new single player mode, but they didn't really talk about that a whole lot. And Battlegrounds, they're changing it up some. I think they're gonna buff some of the guys that you can use, the characters, but overall it's going to change up a little bit too. Not a whole lot. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I just got Shadow Windrunner.
Yeah, is he a 3/3 something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. And they gave you the if you go into the shop, you get the 30th anniversary card back as well. That's the symbol that they've been using for this 30th anniversary. You get it as a card back.
Hey, the welcome
it's really cool.
Back in there. The welcome bundle was in there last time.
Oh, probably for new players, yeah. That'd probably be a good one for you to get. It gives you some decent cards. I'll probably end up. I don't think it had it for me, but
I just logged in, got my free back.
And your free card, yeah.
Yeah, I got. Well, the card came back automatically, but I logged in to the shop and got my free back.
Oh yeah. I went to the shop and got that. Yeah. The back looks awesome for cards. I'll probably end up using it for a while.
Yeah. Okay. Is anything else for Hearthstone?
I don't think so. Not anything that was really defining. That's just the main stuff that I remembered that's going to be good.
Malagos, Kasira, and Deathwing
getting changed. They're part of that new set that's coming out, that core set. I don't know the big changes. They are doing some changes to them. They're gonna like upgrade, I guess. I think it was depending on how many.
They look mean on
the. Yeah. They got some reworks that are going to be pretty nasty. So I thank you for reminding me about that because I totally forgot about them. But they're doing some reworks on all the dragons, making them better than what they already are, and it's hard to do that, but they're already some pretty mean dragons.
Right now, Overwatch 2 had some announcement. Neither one of us play that, but they got their first look at Soldier's impressive Rogo. Blizzard seriously reconsidered the role of tanks in Overwatch 2. They might even go by a different name in the sequel. Hero passive may be implemented to further differentiate the three core roles, and they detailed how each role would change. Now, I don't play Overwatch 2, so I couldn't tell too much about
I
that.
have, yeah, I was gonna say, I
We
have
didn't watch
no
anything about
idea.
it.
I have no idea anything. I've
They
never even seen Overwatch 2.
they said, like Diablo 4, Blizzard already tempered expectations by saying this probably won't launch in 2021.
What's not going to launch until 2021?
Um, the update or whatever.
Oh, for Overwatch 2, yeah.
You can expect to get a more intimate look at Overwatch 2 single player campaign, and Blizzard can't resist. You bet Blizzard can't resist announcing a new character. I'm just kind of reading what they're saying. But anyways, and that is it for our
Yeah, I think so.
BlizzCon podcast. If you want to catch us playing, you can catch us on Twitch, Heartland PAE, and Brandon's on Bepo_gaming. And say, get on there, subscribe, say hi. We will say hi back. We might not catch it right away, but we will say hi back. So,
Yep.
go catch us on there. And until then, have fun playing game.
As always.
This show is brought to you by Heartland Production Entertainment. If you'd like to help to make the show better, go to patreon.com/heartlandpae.